Wrestle Summit 2 is in the books, and the path is clear to our biggest show of the year, Anniversary 2020. Welcome to PCW Ultra Mutiny. My name is Mike Simmons, and what an incredible weekend we had in Seattle. A weekend that saw both WARBEAST and Jake Atlas successfully defend their titles to close out the year. But can the same be said for the Ultrawoman champion Sumie Sakai? At our last event, Into the Void, the champion squared off against the hell-bent vixen of WARBEAST, Victorya. To set the stage, here's veteran ring announcer, Dan Masters.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is for the Ultrawoman Championship. Introducing first.
Getting set for action with the Ultra Women's Championship on the line. WARBEAST has been dominant. Collecting championships has been their business. Business has been very good, but will that translate to the Ultra Women's division? Victorya, we've seen her very instrumental in various WARBEAST matches. Our first time to see her step into the ring in official competition. And what a way to make your singles debut for the Ultra Women's Championship.
I mean, the last time we were here, we saw Victorya pile-driven, spiked in the center of the ring when she was sticking her nose in places she shouldn't have. We didn't know if she would make it back to this show. She was injured for about 40 days after that with neck problems, neck injury, and she's here. Of course, Zeta Zhang was slated for this championship shot, formerly of NXT. Zeta tearing her MCL, ACL, major knee shredding and injury happening in Zeta. Dom Vitale looked it up, wanted to find a replacement to face Sumie Sakai, and he chose Victorya. If you want to get your nose in the business of others, well, go ahead and step up. Try it on your own.
Speaking of stepping up, that certainly describes the brand new Ultra Women's Champion, Sumie Sakai, a legendary warrior out of Japan, MMA background, and she did the unthinkable, ended the over 1 year reign of former champion, the undeniable Tessa Blanchard at no quarter, shocking the faithful in the Ultratorium. It's one thing winning the title, it's another defending it. Can Sakai do just that here at Into the Void?
Sumie Sakai bringing in a resume as long as one of those scrolls from the turn of the middle centuries. And I mean, what hasn't Sumie Sakai done? Sumie Sakai impressive not only in Japan and Mexico, but here in the United States, earning that PCW Ultra shot for that title in her first match and taking it off of the undefeated Tessa Blanchard.
Here to set the stage, yes sir, Dan Masters, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is a singles bout with a 30-minute time limit. It is for the Ultrawoman Championship. Your official in charge of the action is Jeremy Marcus. Introducing first star challenger, she comes to us from Los Angeles, California. Victorya. Her opponent is our current reigning, defending Ultrawoman champion from Jersey Shore, Japan. Weighing 118 pounds, Sumie Sakai! One ball for the championship.
Todd, what a night it is for Victorya, who comes in here representing her Asian American culture, proud to face one of the great stars of the continent of Asia. And will we see a clash of styles here? Will we see similarities between these two? They are both known for fierce, fearless, action. Victorya Van, of course, debuting here in a singles bout, but we've seen her a lot.
Nice takedown in the early going there by the champion. Yeah, but the thing is, there's so much tape study that can be done on Sumie Sakai. You can watch her MMA bouts. You can watch her countless matches inside the squared circle. More of a question mark for Victorya Vaughn. So if Vaughn does have an advantage, it might just be that.
Victorya Vaughn able to get that side headlock, and look at this. Oh wow, takedown with the headlock as Sakai attempted to counter it. Shoulders down, but only one. And Todd, if you look at Victorya Vaughn, she's smart here. Goes for the grappling at the beginning of the match, not trying to strike with Sakai. And able to counter. Look at, man, Vaughn looking good so far against the veteran.
She does, going toe-to-toe. But you have to be very leery. Right? You mentioned take Sakai to the mat and grapple, but that's a very dangerous proposition as well when you think of the MMA background. Sakai, victorious many times over with the arm bar, so you can't leave your arm out there on the tray for Sakai, but some lucha exploits there by Victorya Vaughn using the speed, and I believe that Vaughn will have the size and strength advantage as well, and certainly the aggressiveness when you think of her background with WARBEAST. Nice snap suplex. She's got the champ in trouble, center of the ring. Count it 2.
Wow. That suplex earned her a 2 count against Sakai. I don't think anybody would have thought she would have earned a 2-second into a pinfall attempt this early in the match. But you don't want to get too close to Sakai's strikes. Those open-handed sumo-style palm strikes to the face, chopping down the neck and head. And Sakai runs in, beautiful shoulder tackle. Look at Sumie Sakai.
Champ showing she's got some size and strength in her own right when she gets that body going. She knows how to utilize leverage, does the champion. Taking over this matchup. You don't want to give your back up against the champ, Sumie Sakai. Variation here of a camel clutch and a little bit of a crossface as well. Digging the forearm into the jaw, now grabbing the hair. Playing by WARBEAST rules here a little bit, is the champion.
Sure. Victorya Vaughn, or Van, we got to stick with one of them at some point. Let's just go with Vaughn. Victorya Vaughn, who has shown that she can hang when all violence is legal. Well, that's not the case in this match. This is for the Women's Championship here in PCW Ultra. Jeremy Marcus really trying to warn there. Counts of 4 there to Sakai.
Well, the champ has 5 seconds to work with there. Has to break before 5, and repeated hair pulling, getting away with it.
What do you think she's saying to her there? She's really jawing, trying to get in the head of Victorya.
I think she's probably saying sayonara. She's going for the cover right here, looking to put her away. Sakai using her veteran instincts and wares right now to stay 1 step ahead of Victorya Vaughn. But Vaughn, we've seen her willing to take risks, very strong, but she's got to get something going. Now the hair mayor there by Sumie Sakai. She knows every trick in the book, doesn't the champion?
Yeah, just using all that weight and stomping on the chest and neck. She feints the potential drop kick, and when Vaughn dropped her guard, just kicks her in the face. This is smart. For Sakai, you know, she doesn't have much footage to look at. Cover.
Vaughn might be out here after that kick. I mean, that was straight up the center, right through the uprights. And caught her right on the button.
And to your point, Vaughn not moving much here. And so far, Sakai really controlling the action. A little smirk on the face of the champion.
Perhaps fisherman suplex, fisherman buster coming. Too much size and strength for Victorya Vaughn. Digging down deep, mounting a comeback here. Quickens the pace. Ooh, swing and a miss. Oh, but a beautiful leg sweep, but countered. Couldn't counter that one. Nice action, nice tenacity by the challenger. Goes for the cover. That's the 2nd time in the matchup. Earlier the snap suplex, now after the leg sweep, the challenger had the champ down for a long 2 count.
And it wouldn't be the first time that a challenger making their debut would earn a championship if Victorya Vaughn were to go on and win this match. We saw it with Mil Muertes. We saw it with Rob Van Dam. We saw it with Tessa Blanchard. And for Victorya Vaughn, it's not unprecedented to walk out with this championship on the day you have your coming out party here at PCW Ultra.
Shot to the brainstem. Champion went down like a fallen tree. Upset City, no. And you'll recall that Sumie Sakai, the champion, had to dig down deep into her instincts to get the victory over Tessa Blanchard. Caught her with a roll-up, secured the pin. Not a dominant victory, kind of baited her in, waited her time, and was opportunistic. You know, Sumie Sakai giving up size and strength again here, but vicious there with the headbutt. Or was it desperation?
I'd say desperation is a bit of an exaggeration here as Sakai comes flying in. Sakai in for the cover, over the shoulders, hooks the inside leg, but only 2. The difference between Sakai and Tessa Blanchard is that Sakai is an older veteran, someone who has traveled the entire world. Tessa's only 24 years old. Sakai almost playing with her opponent like a cat would a piece of yarn, although looking really serious now and starting to change and shift moods is Sakai, who knows that perhaps Victorya Vaughn is a bit under-scouted, a bit more of a challenge than she thought she would be.
It's hard to fight from underneath against Sumie Sakai because she can string together the offense and she knows how to take advantage. But another big strike upstairs. Sakai ate one earlier, now the enziguri. Looks to be out here, knee up the center. Got to take advantage. Victorya Vaughn does, here we go. Close call for the champion.
2.2 seconds right there on the mat. And Victorya Vaughn very, very close to becoming the PCW Ultra Women's Champion. I'm not sure Sakai planned for this. I'm not sure Sakai ever thought she would be in trouble.
Oh, wow, look at this. Dragon Sleeper.
Is this it, Todd?
Into a DDT? Yes! Another gutsy performance for Sumie Sakai. A champion all over the globe, and now her first successful title defense of the PCW Ultra Women's Championship. And much like she did after her stunning victory over Tessa Blanchard, showing a lot of class, a lot of respect for the opposition. You gotta appreciate that.
Absolutely, and you're seeing the respect. Whoa. Who the hell is that?
We have a fan in the ring. What's going on here? And now
we get an official. Who is this?
Being attacked by Victorya Vaughn. Whoever it is, certainly sizable. Not after a war like this. I mean, this is ridiculous. Get security, get officials, get pummeling the champion.
And Todd, who is this person? Conspicuous with the face covered. No clue who this person is. Frankly, no idea. The size of this competitor is absolutely intimidating.
Well, destroying the champion here. And now look at this disrespect. Open-handed slaps. Whoa, it's Ruby Reyes!
It's Reyes! Reyes is here in PCW Ultra! And Ruby Reyes making a statement. Exposing her face, showing her identity, and Reyes destroying Sumie Sakai, who is out.
Well, now we know who it was, but the champion certainly had no idea what hit her. Got blindsided and completely decimated by Reyes. Talk about making a statement, my goodness. And now you see the aftermath. Officials out here. There you see the director of communications.
What the hell was Ruby Reyes doing in PCW Ultra? She's not under contract. She's not on her format.
Staking her claim. I mean, you've seen kind of that open door policy.
No, there's no chance that the director of communications, Dom Vitale, approved this vile and vicious appearance by Ruby Reyes.
Well, yeah, I certainly wouldn't reward that type of behavior. And again, right after another and a great matchup in the women's division as we've come to expect, but a gutsy title defense by Sumie Sakai, but certainly couldn't have planned for that.
After the brutal beatdown, a furious Sumie Sakai went looking for Ruby Reyes, who immediately left the building. The champion found the director of communications, Dom Vitale, and demanded a chance at retribution. And we can now confirm that at Anniversary 2020, Sakai will face the equal opportunity ass kicker, Ruby Reyes. And being the fighting champion she is, Sakai will put her title on the line. It all goes down Friday, January 10th from the Ultratorium in Wilmington, California. Get your tickets right now at PCWUltra.com. Still to come, we bring you a classic match from our extensive on-demand vault, an international encounter between the exciting luchador Drago and the World Warrior, Low Key. Mutiny rolls on right after this.
In Japan, we have embraced many things from the West. We honor them. We celebrate them. And master them. In return, we offer something for you to enjoy. Sapporo, Japan's oldest beer brand, now brewed and enjoyed around the world. And our way of saying,
Arigato.
We want to send a huge shout out to the band Odd Palace for The Unknown, which is the anthem of PCW Ultra Mutiny. It's available on Apple Music, Spotify, and streaming outlets everywhere.
We are going to keep things rolling here on PCW Ultra Mutiny. Hi, everybody. Todd Kennelly here, along with the producer, Christian Cole. As Michael Simmons says, we're the voices of PCW Ultra. It's about time you see our faces. We should be the faces of PCW Ultra, don't you think?
Wait, our faces are going to actually make the broadcast of Mutiny?
There's a first for everything, Christian.
I mean, check this out. I mean, Mutiny's all over the place, but YouTube is our home for this television show. How do I look, Todd? It doesn't matter how I look. I always look good. Tonight, we make our debuts on YouTube. We are on Mutiny. Thank God. And finally, this show is complete. Thank you, Michael Simmons. Thank you to Mike Chernagel. Thank you to everyone at PCW Ultra. This show is finally awesome.
Back to the action.
Don't worry, fellas. We'll get you plenty of camera time in the coming weeks here on Mutiny. But if you want to see more of Todd, Christian, and all your favorite PCW Ultra stars, check out PCWOnDemand.com and relive our fall classic, Into the Void. Witness the all-out war between members of WARBEAST and Outlaws Inc., catch the in-ring return of Hammerstone, and the absolute classic between Daga and Jake Atlas for the Ultralight Championship. That and so much more from 4 years of Ultra archives, available right now at PCWOnDemand.com. The news was confirmed earlier this week. John Morrison is headed back to WWE. But in his time away, the multi-time champ found a home in his hometown promotion, PCW Ultra. And next week, we'll bring you one of his final matches in PCW, a tag team match from Anniversary 2K19, where he teamed with PJ Black to take on the Lucha Brothers. And in our main event next week, Eddie Kingston collides with the PCW Ultra and Defy Tag Champion, the Samoan Werewolf, Fatu, in an I Quit match. All that and so much more is coming your way next week. But up next, we'll take a deep dive into the archives to bring you this one. Drago versus Loki from our first anniversary bash, Fantasm. On the call, you saw their faces earlier, the voices of PCW Ultra, Todd Kennelly and Christian Cole.
Our first participant from El Inframundo, weighing 162 pounds, Drago!
The beasts beneath your bed, in your closet, in your head have nothing on this guy. What childhood nightmares are all about. Behold, Drago.
And Drago, a scary looking dude as he comes to the ring. This is a guy that transcends lucha libre. This is an all-around wrestler, a guy who can do everything in the ring. And it starts off with the mind games of this man, Drago.
This really shows that positive relationship that PCW has with AAA in Mexico. Of course, AAA brought us our very first PCW heavyweight champion, Pentagon Jr. Now we'll see what Drago can do.
And his opponent, from Brooklyn, New York, weighing 172 pounds, he is the World Warrior, Loki!
Christian Cole, the World Warrior Loki, he is dressed for business, and that's exactly what he conducts every time he steps inside the squared circle.
When I look at Loki, I see one of those old-timey 17th century warriors. I look at Loki and I look at the eyes, the walk, the determination. Not a single wasted motion by this man, a veteran of the ring, a veteran of many of the biggest companies in the world. He's wrestled in Japan, he wrestled up in New York, and now he's here. Look at this guy, like an assassin.
Looks like he's gonna take out a hit on somebody. And just listen to the fans come to life. They know this man, they respect this man, and PCW giving the Southern California fans a chance to see him what he does best, live.
Of course, Loki going through many changes through his career tonight, adorning the suit, looking flyer than either one of us up here in the broadcast booth. This guy, so much character inside of Loki. As I said earlier, not a wasted movement. Every motion calculated. And Drago, as he stands across the ring looking at Loki. Drago, of course, a world-renowned athlete. What will these two do here today, Todd Kennelly?
Well, we're about to find out, and that's why this is just such a privilege to be here to call this matchup, and mutual respect by both men. You don't want to rush in. Both guys so dangerous. Expect Loki to try and close the distance where he can strike. And a clean break early. Both guys, Christian Cole, you touched on it, but great championship histories. Drago, a AAA mixed tag team champion with Fabi Apache, would later lose those titles to none other than Pentagon Jr. and Sexy Star. Drago, a Lucha Underground former trios champion as well. Back and forth seesaw reaction by the crowd. You gotta love the atmosphere. Devil's advocate though, Loki, the first ever Ring of Honor world champion.
Yes.
3-time NWA World Tag Team champ, 4-time X Division champ in TNA. The list goes on and on.
Yeah, certainly. If we were going to go over the resumes of these two warriors in the ring, we would be talking here all night. And as they now lock up in the center of the ring and a side headlock applied by Loki. Loki is the type of guy that will beat you in any way possible. And just like an assassin in the night, Loki can steal victories from any point in the ring, taking angles at his opponent. Now with an incredible counter there and a strike from his back. Look at that.
Kick from that down position. I mean, so a lot of times in MMA, you'll see somebody get caught with an up kick, but not with that pinpoint. You know, it's usually kind of a move of desperation. There it was a pinpoint attack by Low-Ki.
That's exactly what it was. And with Low-Ki, you know, Drago's going to be a tough test for him. You know, Drago is the type of guy who is trained in lucha libre, but is just as versed in American style, in strong style. Drago is an incredible all the way around type of competitor.
Drago, as he tries to improve his position and take the side headlock, he was really under the learning tree in AAA as well, part of Inframundo, which translates to the underworld at one point, captained by Mexican wrestling legend La Parca and later by Vampiro. So think of those veterans that Drago learned from as Low-Ki goes for the cover, forcing Drago to kick out in the early going.
Your Spanglish is ridiculous, Todd Kennelly. It's atrocious. It makes me ashamed to be Puerto Rican to listen to you speak Spanish.
I think right now, Low-Ki is second guessing, headbutting that armored mask of Drago.
I think you're right. And with Drago needs to start using his speed against the heavy strikes of Low-Ki. If Drago can simply be more elusive and get away from Low-Ki, an Irish whip might be the opportunity here. Look at that, yep.
Right on cue, Drago quickens the pace. Is caught though by Low-Ki.
Cover. And that's why it's always risky to go for that Irish whip when you're controlling and isolating your opponent on the edge of the ring. Wow, and right into a submission there, and look at that, and that's in tight, Todd.
It sure is, and you know, normally, if Low-Ki was wearing normal gear, maybe you start to get sweaty, maybe more of a chance for Drago to be able to escape here, but you know that those pants really helping to keep this hold on to Drago. But if you're Drago, do you maybe try and utilize, and for Low-Ki as well, do you almost utilize that suit like a gi?
Well, I certainly would use it as an advantage. I mean, what my partner Todd Kennelly is talking about is for Drago, there's no disadvantage of Low-Ki getting too sweaty and not being able to grasp on him for submissions. So yeah, use it like a gi. Certainly Rick Knox will have something to say about that, but look at Drago.
Oh man, he spiked him vertical, and Low-Ki, veteran instincts there, but nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. From the fire-breathing Drago, a little fake-out job there.
Look at the eyes of Drago. And Low-Ki returning the look. And what could be going through the mind of Low-Ki as he now sits on the outside reeling. Drago staring him down. And Tom, when we talk about the best of the best, I mean, this is really what it comes down to. International superstars around the ring coming together in PCW.
Low-Ki wisely in to break the count. Buy himself some time, a veteran maneuver, but that move tells volumes as well that Low-Ki got caught off guard there. He got rocked by Drago and trying to clear the cobwebs.
Low-Ki's a veteran, he's smart. Low-Ki's gonna step out to the outside of the ring, he's gonna get a breath. He's gonna pace himself inside the ring once he gets back in here. I don't expect Low-Ki to go right after him. Instead choosing to electing to go for the collar and elbow tie-up, taking a couple strikes here.
Surprised that right now it seems that Drago is beating Low-Ki to the punch?
I am surprised. I think for Drago, this is exactly what you want to do. Play the mind games, isolate your opponent in the corner. And like Todd alluded to earlier, start maybe with some takedowns. Use that large amount of cloth that Low-Ki has on his body as an advantage. Look at this. Wow, look, oh my God. The athleticism of Low-Ki.
Unbelievable. Precision strike again into the cover. And now it's Drago that knows he is in for one heck of a fight. As Low-Ki can strike with lethal precision and trying to fight fire with the dragon, with Drago.
Low-Ki applying that sort of abdominal stretch, modified, really digging it in so deep now. And for Drago, he needs to try and free up that left hand. It's pinned behind the knee of Low-Ki. There it is. And he frees it. And if he's able to reach up, he could create a judo throw here instead of escaping. Low-Ki with vicious headbutts, just putting his own head and his own well-being at risk.
Think of some of the people Low-Ki that's been in there with over the years, the likes of AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Daniel Bryan, Austin Aries.
Yeah, but why don't we talk about Drago? Drago's been in there with Pentagon Jr., and he's a former PCW heavyweight champion. Drago is well-versed.
And speaking of Drago, he joins mainstays of PCW like Brian Cage, Pentagon Jr. in Lucha Underground and AAA.
And now right into your living rooms. You guys are seeing this firsthand as these huge elbows from Loki grabbing the mask with that left hand. Oh, now he escapes. Oh, nice counter.
Nice speed there by Drago because Loki was absolutely measuring him, and you certainly don't want to be cornered when you're in there with Loki. Speaking of Drago and the people that he competes alongside and against in Lucha Underground, how about Willie Mack and what a night he's got in store? Can he take home the gold, or will Rob Van Dam defend the gold? What a main event still to
I mean,
come.
how lucky are we? We are here making history in Wilmington, California at PCW Fantasm, and we still have not one but two main events coming up. Of course, in your co-main event, you're going to see the tag team heavyweight championships defended by the Keepers of the Faith. And then in your main event, yes, my partner said it, Willie Mack is here. He's gearing up in the locker room for a big fight against PCW heavyweight champion Rob Van Dam.
Interesting move here, Christian, because he has the head scissors on and locked in tight, much like Loki did to him earlier, but he also has that arm trapped.
Yeah, he sure does. You know, having that trap, okay, there was a rope break there. Rick Knox is on top of his stuff tonight. Good job, Ricky.
Senior official here in PCW, Rick Knox.
We call him Ricardo Knox.
I like it. Well, he has been reffing a lot of lucha lately.
Yeah. And now it looks like Loki has sustained an injury to that right arm, sort of in the elbow is where he seems to be favoring. And for Loki, at least needs to get in here and break a count, as he does. Oh, wow, eats a boot.
Second man in the ring, always at a disadvantage. A lesson that Loki learns the hard way there is Drago in control, but Loki trying to strike from underneath, and that's something he's certainly capable of. Man, those will bust up your ribs, those shots.
Look at this, off the ropes now, Drago. Oh, wow, incredible pinning maneuver. 2 count there, and only 2. And for Loki, he seems to be out of his wits. Look at his eyes. He's not all there, Todd.
And he knew he was in for a tough fight with Drago, but man, he is really kind of bewildered at this point in the matchup, as Drago has been much of the match one step ahead of the World Warrior.
Certainly speaks to the worldly experience of Drago as well. One's a World Warrior, one's a worldly traveled professional wrestler. Both of these guys doing things internationally around the world that have earned them a spot here at PCW. Of course, both men making their debut here tonight. With Drago here last year. I think this is a debut for Loki.
Wow, beautiful leg trip there by Drago. Caught Loki now. Magistral cradle! Trying to catch him. Oh, and that was close.
Shoulder came up, though. That left shoulder of Loki rolling up in the momentum of the pin. Drago just a little too excited there. Really stretching that pin. And also kicking out was Loki. Listen to the fans.
Trying to urge on the World Warrior, who finds himself behind the 8 ball in this matchup with Drago. Advantage stays in the side of he who lurks in that inframundo. And right now, Loki in that inframundo on the outside, where Drago's got a lot of weapons.
He certainly does. Drago, no stranger to the outside, a brawler. Look at him, he's telling Loki to get up. Oh, man. Kicking the man while he's down on the outside. That's despicable. But for Drago, anything you can do to get the victory.
Is it despicable, or is it fighting fire with fire? How many people have we seen Loki kick in the head like that? You know, he's trying to beat Loki at his own game, and right now, Christian, I gotta say he's doing it. Now a half Boston Crab.
Yeah, that's a tight, deep Boston Crab, too. Look at that. Loki in big trouble here. Rick Knox all over it, though. Look at that. And Knox is not going to allow him to grab the mask for leverage. You got to wonder why Drago releases the submission there. Maybe just didn't feel like he had the right leverage. Maybe just wanting to damage Loki. I mean, look at the attitude on Drago. Just sort of adding damage to a guy that's down. I mean, this is a side of Drago we haven't seen before.
It really is. Yeah, I expected a quicker pace by Drago to try and keep Loki on his heels, but he is going toe-to-toe with Loki, who goes back to the headbutt.
And now Loki, of course, up on the ropes. I mean, excuse me, Drago on the ropes, I should say, and Loki now setting him up in the center of the ring.
Oh man, Drago trying to outstrike, misses with the sweep, but doesn't miss the second time, and Loki was still rocked from the previous shot.
Yeah, and Loki's still rocked now as we speak, Todd. Loki trying to get back up to his feet. Not sure if he knows where he is. What is Drago gonna do here?
Oh, DDT planted him. Loki is in trouble. Drago is gonna try and end it just like that, and he could. By God, he could. Now Loki digs down deep and kicks out.
Now referee Rick Knox taking a really close look at the shoulders, and in the rear view there, seeing that whether or not Loki's foot was under the ropes. Of course it wasn't, but Loki able to power out. And Loki's in big trouble here. Drago controlling this match firmly now. If we're talking about time of possession, as we often do, Todd, Loki's certainly winning the battle. I mean, excuse me, Drago winning the battle thus far.
Absolutely. I mean, we expected this to be a shootout. Normally, you don't stand and bang with Loki. You don't throw rocks at a man with a machine gun, but Drago has been getting it done. Rear waist lock, Loki holding on, putting on the brakes. This manhandling Loki, who counters.
What is this?
Oh, God! Little variation of the Warrior's way, that double stomp. He loves it off the top as well. But man, we're gonna see what Drago had for lunch. What a shot.
Wow, and Loki has now finally positioned himself to start taking advantage in this match. Will we see the rise of Loki here in his PCW debut at Fantasm?
That took a lot of heart for Loki to muster that double stomp, because those legs have taken a lot of punishment in this matchup. Did you see the velocity of the double stomp though, Christian? I mean, it's like a cobra striking.
Yeah, that was incredible watching that. I would love to see a slow motion replay. Oh, wow. But we got to stay live here with the action for a second as Loki now setting him up. What is he thinking here? Again, no wasted motion. Look at the eyes of Loki as he stalks his opponent. Springboard, huge kick.
Buzzsaw-like kick. Center of the ring, does not elect to hook the Pierna, and it might cost him there. Earlier, we saw Loki come down at an angle with that kick. Tell me about that, Christian.
Yeah, you know, when you do a move like that, you're actually losing leverage, but with the experience that Loki has, he's able to get every bit of that kick, and you can see it was devastating.
Loki fishing for a victory there. I think he was thinking key crusher. Not able to connect. Drago out of there, picks up the pace as we expected he would. Oh, he spiked him again. Loki is rocked. He's trying to roll out of the ring. He did not make it. 3 is coming, no.
Wow. And a huge, huge Hurricane Rana spike DDT. Couple more of those and this one might be over. And what are we gonna see now from Drago as he escapes to the outside and climbs up to the top rope? Loki there now meeting him, able to cut him off. And now both men in a really precarious position here, Todd Kennelly.
Drago able to get out of there, rolls him up beautifully. Look at this pinning combination, incredible.
2 only? 2?
Christian, do you see the way he had the leg hook too? So that Loki could not use his lower body to try and power out of that. That was amazing.
The physiology of that alone, it's hard for me to describe. The skill it takes to be able to roll a man up in that type of fashion. Of course, Drago not only able to roll him up, but keep his shoulders down for nearly 3. And what is Drago doing here as he climbs to the top? Missing. Loki coming in.
Oh, Drago looked like he got shot out of a cannon.
And now Loki with a cover, 2 count. And certainly Loki flying around the ring, doing crazy stuff. Will it pay off for him? Will he get a victory here in his PCW debut?
I think playtime is over here. Christian Cole, the jacket comes off and the chains might come off as well. Loki up top, but he's countered again by Drago. Seesaw matchup.
So much activity in the turnbuckles. These two both scouting each other very well, meeting each other there, countering one after the other. And what will we see from Drago? Low-key now defending, big elbow. Hey partner, I think Drago's tied up there.
Oh, nowhere to go but down. Oh, out of the tree of woe position. He calls it the Warrior's Wrath. And that's gonna do it. Incredible, wow.
Your winner of the match, Low-key.
Take us through the action there, Christian.
And for Low-key, he comes in here in his PCW debut in one of the toughest places to wrestle in the country with one of the best locker rooms, and he comes in, he gets a big victory over a star opponent like Drago. And Low-key was in major trouble during that match, Todd, but he was able to turn it around.
Drago had dumped Low-key on his head time and time again. Drago at times was beating Low-key to the strike. After he had spiked him the last time, do you think Drago should have kept pressing the action on the mat? He took maybe too much time going upstairs.
I think it was too much time. I think with a veteran like Low-key, you need to get him while he's down. I think Drago ultimately lost the striking match to the striker.
Low-key connects with the Warrior's Wrath. You saw it coming, partner. Drago was all tied up at the moment. Low-key made him pay for it. What a PCW debut. What a PCW win, and what a coup for PCW to have competitors like Low-key and Drago for that matter.
A hard-fought victory for Low-key on our biggest stage of the year. But what's gonna happen just 5 weeks from today at Anniversary 2K20? 4 matches have been announced, but there's still so much more in store. We already know that the likes of Sabu, TJ Perkins, and Douglas James will be in the house. Who will they face? Who's the next challenger to the Ultralight Championship? A lot of questions still remain on the road to Anniversary 2020. Check out PCWUltra.com for more updates and to cop your tickets for our 4-year Anniversary Bash. Next week, we bring you a classic match from the Vault as Johnny Ultra and PJ Black, Worldwide Underground, take on the Lucha Bros. And in our main event, the Mad King, Eddie Kingston, collides with the Samoan Werewolf, Fatu, in an I Quit match. For our entire crew, this is Mike Simmons, and we'll catch you next week here on Mutiny.